on our Sunday call. There's so much powerful information that is literally changing the lives of people. And we're blessed to have our CEO of our company who is here. This lady is a phenomenal woman. Um, you've heard the term phenomenal woman, right? Well, she literally is a phenomenal woman. And we're proud to have her as our CEO. She's a guru, she's a social media guru, and she said yes to this vision that God planted in her spirit. So I want you to, if you need pen and paper, you might need pen and paper to take some notes, screenshots, whatever you need to get this information because you want to take it to you and your family. So please welcome to the stage, Melissa Boston, CEO of Akana.
Wow, Dr. Roz, thank you so much. And you are always so modest. Dr. Roz is our VP of Communications. She's one of our Emerald directors. I'm telling you what, I appreciate all that you do. She's one of our amazing O's. So thank you, thank you, thank you for that tremendous introduction. And you are definitely the definition of a phenomenal woman yourself. So just appreciate everyone for jumping on the line. You know, I can't say it's a beautiful day in Chicago, but every day to be alive is a beautiful day. But we are getting some rain here. So if you're here in the Windy City, I think fall is trying to go ahead and make a comeback, okay? Because we've been having some fun in the sun all the way up until today. But I want to just give a shout out to the guests who have taken time out of your schedule. You know, I really want you to understand that whoever invited you on the line, you know, they care about you. They thought enough about you to get you in front of this information. You know, there are billions of people on the planet, and you know, most people will go to the grave and not know the one thing that could literally help them improve their quality of life in such a way we can break those generational cycles. Just to give you an example, you know, I'm a blood type A. I was raised by a blood type O, my phenomenal blood type O mama. Love her so much. But you know what? I was raised to eat meat. That was something that my family was very big on. My mom would always say that I was a hypochondriac because I would always question things, didn't want to always eat it. And then I always had some kind of symptom. Even at the age of 17, I had a book called Symptoms. And she just said, "You're just a hypochondriac." But she didn't know at the time, because I am a blood type A, my stomach digestive acids were a lot weaker than hers, and I wasn't digesting my meat properly. And unfortunately, by the time I was 19 years old, I was in an emergency situation where the doctors told my grandmother I had a 50% chance of living or dying and surviving an incident that happened as a result of my stomach. Then all of a sudden, you know, right before turning 40, I had another near-death experience. And so what it made me do is really go on a path towards health and wellness. Despite being on a path towards health and wellness, again, none of the doctors ever came out and said, "Hey, do you know your blood type? Do you know this is what's happening?" You know, they just pretty much would give you medicine, stitch you back up or whatever was going on, right? If they had to do surgery. And so it was actually when I was 47, so a few years ago, I met a naturopath who would walk into our office and literally change my life. Not only did he change my life because of his question, it's now became our mission. It's became our campaign. It's became our mantra to help impact over 1 million lives, 1 million families in the next 18 months. But he asked me if I knew my blood type. And I had no clue what he was even talking about. I didn't know there were 4 different types of blood types. None of that education was ever provided to me. But as soon as he told me that, I had an aha moment, went online, ordered a blood type test kit, tested my blood, and realized I was an A. And I wanted to know what that meant. And you're going to learn, if you're a blood type A, what that means. If you're a blood type O, you're going to learn what that means, and so much more. And so we are Akana. And the name of our company means "in the hands of God." Well, there's a serious problem here in the United States. It's something I call chewicide, where we're literally digging our graves with our fork, okay? I want you to think about the original diet. When we first, you know, were meant to be here on this earth, you know, eating certain things, it was meant to be what? Fruits and vegetables and nuts and seeds. We really were supposed to, we were designed to eat from the garden, okay? But if you look at this new diet, and if you look at this diet of heavily processed food and fried food, you know, and we think about fast food restaurants on every single corner, I mean, we have a new reality. And the reality is we've given birth to a generation of children who they're telling us are going to have a shorter life expectancy than their parents. And that's never happened. And so we've got to break the cycle. There's a silent killer. In 2020, we know the pandemic wreaked havoc on so many of our lives, so many loved ones we lost. But do you also know that there were 700,000 people that same year that died from cardiovascular disease? About 1 in 5 heart attacks are silent, but the damage is already done, and the person isn't even aware they had a heart attack. And what really enlightened me when I learned that heart disease is 90% preventable, which taught me that there were 630,000 people who lost their life in 2020 from heart disease that literally didn't have to die if they just knew what we're doing to contribute to this massive amount of heart disease we're faced with here in the United States, because there's other countries that aren't in this same predicament. But we know that there's also an alarming number of our kids between the ages of 14 and 19 that are showing as much as 40% blocked arteries. Do you know they actually start putting you on the list to get a stent once you hit 60% blocked arteries? Do you know the significance of age 45 for African Americans? If you don't know what this is and what the significance of this number is, I'll give you the clue. You are now more than twice as likely to die from heart disease. And what that tells me is we're walking around with blocked arteries and we don't even know it. So for many people, the first symptom of this heart disease becomes death. Because if it's a blocked artery to the brain, that's a stroke. If it's to the heart, that's a heart attack. So we can look good on the outside, and many times people who drop dead, they look like the picture of health. You would never know something was happening. But then there's a reality, and the reality is what the cell is going wrong, where there are top 5 health problems that are impacting our community. And this is what our company focuses on. Number 1, do you know your blood type? Your blood type is a more reliable measure of your identity than race, culture, or geography. It is a genetic blueprint for who you are and a guide to how you can live most healthfully. So if you do know your blood type, let's go ahead and get some action going in the chat. Go ahead and shout out your blood type right in the chat, okay? If you don't know it, you can put a question mark. Perhaps you're curious to learn it. We can actually help you learn your blood type. Takes just a few minutes and you can know exactly what your blood type is. And I'm going to say something, guys, because we've never really learned this in the United States. We've been doing this for over 3 years, so we're not new at this. And I really feel like because of the work we've done and the impact we've made with tens of thousands of people, we have so much incidental evidence that we know this with certainty, because right now we're in the midst of this battle of the blood type. The A's are getting together, the B's, the O's, the different blood types. And what they're finding is they can't believe how similar they are as blood types, because we're used to a world where it's everybody, where they're A's, B's, we're all together. But when you really start to identify with people who share your same blood type, they're very distinct personality traits. And it's going to blow your mind when you really learn and understand this, okay? And Akana, we're committed to helping 1 million families learn their blood type within the next 18 months. And here are the 4 blood types that I mentioned. So your blood type could be A, B, O, or AB. It's a powerful genetic fingerprint that identifies you surely as your DNA. In fact, here are the blood types explained. You can take a screenshot of this for the sake of time tonight. I'm not going to go all the way into it, but just know that A is for agrarian society. We really should be more of the vegetarians. B stands for balance, because their system, their immune system and their digestive system is a balance between the A's and the O's, okay? And so when you really think about this, this is why the B's, if you look at their diet, it's very diverse, okay? And then O stands for old, because they're the oldest blood type, originated in Africa and migrating to Europe and Asia in search of game. And then we have our ABs, modern, rare, found in less than 5% of the population. It really emerged as the intermingling of the type A Caucasians with the type B Mongolian. So again, hopefully you screenshotted that so you can learn more. But just know we have this immune system that's highly sophisticated. And do you know that a way that our immune system works is we have these antigens, in our body that determines the blood type, okay? And when we're eating something that's against our blood type, our body actually responds to this. And do you know that your blood type is your key to your body's entire immune system. It controls the influence of viruses, bacteria, infections, chemicals, and stress, and the entire assortment of invaders and conditions that might compromise your immune system. So think about it this way. Well, when the pandemic came, there were several things that they learned from the pandemic. One, they learned that African Americans were disproportionately impacted, okay? And a lot of that had to do with our diet. The second reason why we were disproportionately impacted was that a vitamin D deficiency was one of the biggest indicators of whether you would survive COVID or not. So you want to have vitamin D, and the darker your skin is, the more vitamin D you need. And sometimes you don't have to have dark skin to be deficient, right? Most of us are severely deficient. But the other thing that it taught us is type O's were more likely to survive the pandemic. So if you don't know your blood type and you don't know how to respond accordingly, and it wasn't that type A's and B's couldn't survive it, we were eating the type O diet. So in America, we're eating this type O diet, and it's causing our immune system to overact to this little virus called COVID that for many people was like a little cold. It didn't impact them. But if your body was always used to eating the wrong things, you're always in a state of fight or flight. And so now this little virus creates a cytokine storm. And that's why so many people wiped out. It's because their lungs got full because the body started attacking itself. And so if we want to prepare our body for the next pandemic, because we know there's more coming, we have to learn how to eat according to our blood type so we can keep our immune system running the way it's supposed to. See, our blood type determines how food interacts with our cells. See, it's the single most important determinant in how your body interacts with foods you eat, and if those foods will cause inflammation, digestive problems, and or weight gain. And so what happens when we eat against our blood type? When we're eating these foods containing these protein lectins that are incompatible with our blood type antigen, these lectins are targeting organs and bodily systems. And do you know they actually start to agglutinate these blood cells so they can put that in the area for disposal? It's almost like your body saying, get rid of the kidneys, get rid of the liver, right? That's not good. We're creating highly carcinogenic substances in our body when we regularly consume foods that are high in lectins or animal proteins. And so our immune system is designed to protect us from these plant lectins. So you're probably now connecting the reason why many people don't know their blood type. Like my grandfather, he knows his blood type, but he didn't eat according to his blood type. But here he is at 96 years young. Well, how does that happen? Well, again, a part of this, it's kind of like getting the genetic lottery, right? Sometimes we can pray, we get the genetic lottery. And that just means both of our parents passed on to us longevity genes, and you kind of hit the lotto. And so your immune system is strong, and so you're eating bad things. But guess what? 95% of those bad things are going to get sloughed off by the immune system. So it's about 5% that are actually going into the bloodstream where they're reacting and destroying these red and white blood cells. But over time, even someone who hit the genetic lottery, their system falls apart, okay? They start, because they're not understanding the importance of eating according to their blood type. So imagine being in some of these other countries where they're living to be 95 and 100, and they're still walking and oftentimes dancing and enjoying their life. So we don't want to use our good genes, okay? And so there's a consequence to eating against our blood type. This agglutination, a clumping of bacteria or red cells when they together by antibodies known as agglutinins. And so we must learn our blood type. Okay, we have to break the generational cycle and know that the power is in your hands. Because the reality is this: if they give you the wrong blood, it can literally kill you, which is why anytime you're getting a blood transfusion, they have to know the blood they're putting in you. Okay, but understand that if you eat the wrong food all your life, could it be slowly killing you? And of course, the answer to that is yes. And so there's a sample avoid list. And so just again, remember, one person's food is another person's poison. So if you're type A, you need to know those are just a sample of some of the foods you should avoid. A type B, wow, 19% of African Americans are type B. And chicken, think about how common chicken is. Well, O's, you're not off the hook because look at the catfish, okay? So catfish is not for type O's. Neither is red wine, okay, or cashews. And then look at what happens with ABs. And so again, we have to look at this list and determine a diet that can help us live our best life. In fact, there's a book that was released in 1996, and that book is Eat Right for Your Type. And if you've read that book, you're going to also know more about his philosophy. His name is Dr. Peter J. D'Adamo, and he talks about how you should eat the majority of the foods that are for your blood type, heavily put a lot of those medicine foods. Those are the ones highlighted in green. And then about 20% of the time, especially if you're healthy, you can look at things that are not in your blood type, especially the plants, okay? When it comes to the animals, right, you got to be really, really careful when they're not for your blood type, because that tends to do the most damage, okay? So read the book. It's super powerful. You're probably wondering, why am I just learning that food impacts my blood cells based on blood type? And this book was published in 1996. I mean, that's almost 30 years ago. Well, here's the reality. If it isn't taught in medical school or created by big pharma, it isn't promoted in the United States. And so we know that big business equals profits over people. Think about how they promoted cigarettes. I mean, back in the day, there were doctors on TV smoking, encouraging their patients to smoke. It's going to make you calm and relaxed, and the beautiful people smoke, okay? And then we look at what happened. Trans fats. Remember when imperial margarine was the thing? I mean, I know it was lined up all in our refrigerator. They told us to get rid of the butter, and now we brought butter back, and now margarine is outlawed. Why? Because margarine creates trans fats, and there's no safe amount of trans fats, okay? Those are lethal, leading to heart disease and strokes. 5Gs. Again, it's safe. Don't worry. People are paranoid, right? But here's the reality. They now have shown, especially when you look at our community where they have all these 5G towers, that do you know that there's now a new type of diabetes, and they call it the cell phone diabetes, which is type 3, where the body is stopped producing the proper amount of insulin. The liver and the kidneys get compromised because of all this negative radiation. And then we have the genetically modified foods, and now you see this epidemic of cancer. Even among young people, they're telling us that colon cancer, it's going to be now the leading cause of death between young people between the age of like 20 and 40. I mean, that's unheard of. And then, of course, we see it every day, even athletes promoting milk. You know, it does a body good, but we know that dairy not only produces mucus, but it also produces an acidic environment. We know that cancer thrives in an acidic environment. We know that bones break easier in an acidic environment, which is why we in the United States, despite the fact, right, that we drink the most milk, we have the higher incidences of bone fractures, hip fractures, knee fractures, because our bodies are acidic. And so you have to look at what countries are adhering to this blood type philosophy. Well, look at Japan. When the book first came out, they were the first country to fully embrace it as a way of life. Do you know that over 99% of people in Japan know their blood type? But look in America. I mean, most people, if they know their blood type, they have no clue of what it means about how they should live their life. And now let's look at life expectancies. I mean, look at what happens in Japan, 84.6 years. They're the #1 in the world for the highest life expectancy. And then you think about America. We have all the money in the world in this country, right? One of the richest countries, but third world countries are outliving us. I mean, can you imagine that? What's going on? Well, it's because of the fact that we, again, put the profit over people here in this country. And now look at this. On average, Americans are living 76 years. So we're paying a death tax by being in America. But if we're Black and brown people, look at that, 71.8 years. Now, if you're at 20, you might think, okay, 71.8 years. I got enough time, right? No, that's a short life, right? We want to make sure we live a long life. 71 is young, okay? So we want to extend that. We want you to be well into your 90s. And how you do that is we can't do what they're promoting here in the United States, because if we do what they're doing, guess what? We're going to be just like the average American in the United States. And there's so much evidence of it. We've created our own evidence within our community by having tens of thousands of people we've already impacted. But when we follow the blood type diet, we can protect ourselves from common viruses and infections. We can take a stand against life-threatening diseases. We can achieve our ideal weight. slow down the aging process, cleanse our body from toxins and unhealthy fat. Number two, what we have to be concerned about is something known as oxidation. You probably know what this is, right? It's the rotting and rusting. We can see that happen with a nail or a screw, with bananas, but it also happens with us. Our bodies are rotting and rusting. Researchers have finally identified one of the most important contributors to heart disease, wrinkles, cancer, arthritis, and many other problems associated with getting older. And we are lacking antioxidants, okay? I mean, think about our kids. Sometimes I see kids, when you try to show them what a broccoli is, they don't even know what it is, but they know what Flamin' Hots are. They're at the convenience store buying snack food and junk food and soda, which I call liquid diabetes, okay? Fruits and vegetables are loaded with plant compounds that are called phytonutrients. These have antioxidant abilities. Some of these phytonutrients have shown the ability to disable cancer-causing substances as well. Omega-3. I always say this, but we have a fat crisis here in America. And I'm not talking about obesity, okay? I'm talking about the fact that we are eating the wrong fat and it's killing us. I remember when there was this low fat craze, right? They told you not to eat the fat. We cut the fat out and guess what happened? Memory issues, cognitive issues go up, heart disease goes up. Well, there's certain fats that are critical to life. They're what we call essential. If we don't get those fats, guess what? The body can't produce them. So we have to get them from our food or we'll end up deficient. And so there's several of those, which are omega-3, omega-6, 7, and 9. Now we get way too much omega-6. That's at every single fast food restaurant. You can load your body up with unhealthy omega-6. The reason why it's essential is because the body needs to produce a little bit of inflammation in the event you have a cut or an injury, okay? But we're in this epidemic right now where we're having way too much omega-6 and we're not eating the omega-3. What is the omega-3? That's your avocados, that's your walnuts, right? That's your flaxseed and your hemp. That's your healthy fat. The healthy fat is so critical to life. If you're deficient in omega-3, and we have a way to test you to see if you're deficient, but that deficiency alone oftentimes is the very reason why someone ended up with a heart attack or stroke. So wouldn't you like to know if you were deficient or not? Because here's the reality of the deficiency. Not only cardiovascular, cognitive, chronic inflammation that's accelerating diabetes, arthritis, cancer, and autoimmune diseases. In fact, when you think about diabetes and you think about omega-3, it literally becomes life-saving. And when you think about what's happening right now with diabetes and DaVita dialysis on every corner, look in our neighborhoods. I know here in Chicago, they have a 4-story dialysis center in our neighborhood. You don't see that in any other community because they know we are the community that are over-consuming on the 6. They know that we are the community that's willing to overconsume on the animals. As long as we're doing all that, they're going to keep building these centers and profiting off us big time, okay? The metabolic health issues, the immune issues, the bone health issues, these are crises that we can reverse with the proper amount of fat. And so now our gut health, our microbiome, we know that 70% of our immune system is in our gut. Do you know they're now showing that there is a link between Alzheimer's and people with unhealthy guts? Do you know that they took some of the bacteria from people with unhealthy guts, and these are people that had Alzheimer's, but they had all these unhealthy guts. They put them inside of rats. And do you know that every single rat they put that unhealthy gut bacteria in developed Alzheimer's? And so now they're saying there's a link between your gut health and whether or not you're going to end up with dementia or Alzheimer's. So we have to protect our gut. Our immune system depends on it, but also our memory and our mind depends on that. And so we need fiber, prebiotic, probiotic, and we must detoxify. The average person is walking around like a porta potty where we're not emptying it out. And if we don't empty it out, those bad bacteria will keep growing and growing and growing and lead to an unhealthy gut. And now we have to deal with parasites, okay? And this is the number 5 health crisis we're having in this country, and that's a parasite crisis. And if you think you're immune to this, let's take a look at what the autopsies and recent reports are showing. We are dealing with parasites when you have chronic infections, if you have chronic inflammation, if you're dealing with heart disease, diabetes, chronic fatigue, and autoimmune diseases, you have parasites, okay? Autopsies are finding that the presence of parasites in various organs, including the brain, the liver, the lungs, even in individuals who are not suspected to be infected. These findings suggest that parasites can exist in the body without causing noticeable symptoms, leading to a silent invasion that gradually impairs organ function over time. Mental health. These parasites are crossing the brain-blood barrier. They are residing in our brain, contributing to depression, anxiety, and even schizophrenia. And so now we're going to discuss a few of the products, but just know our products are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. The information provided herein is for informational purposes only and is not intended as a substitute for advice from your physician or other healthcare professionals. If you're pregnant, nursing, taking medication, or have a medical condition, please consult your healthcare provider before using any nutritional supplements, and know that individual results may vary. And so the first step, and for those who really want to get some in-depth training, Dr. Betty, hopefully she's joined us by now, but she'll talk about this during a quick training we're going to do after the presentation, okay? I'm going to give you just a quick highlight, but we know that it starts with cleaning our blood. Our blood is such a powerful transport. It goes into every organ. It must flow. When we have blood issues, guess what happens? It leads to cancer, heart disease. So we have to detoxify our blood cells. And we have a 4-day program that's going to help boost your digestion. It's going to regulate appetite, support liver detoxification, eliminating those fat-soluble, toxic omega-6 fats that are setting in your digestive system, alkaline the body, reduce inflammation. It's going to improve that microbiome, promoting to the beneficial growth of bacteria and inhibiting those harmful bacteria. Now, depending on your goals, let's say you're dealing with some real chronic issues, you might want to do a 7 or 21-day cleanse. So you'll talk with the person who invited you and they'll point you in the right direction. But our program is designed to target 5 key areas, okay? And we have a meal replacement specifically that addresses all 5 of these. And so we're talking about blood type support, antioxidant protection, omega-3 fatty acids, your gut health, prebiotics, your probiotics, and fiber, and it even eliminates parasites, okay? And believe it or not, it tastes delicious, especially if you love chocolate. We'll have vanilla coming, I believe, in November. And so we're talking about our flat belly fuel. We want you to break the cycle, fuel your future. I mean, we're introducing the world's first meal replacement. It's custom formulated for your blood type to help communities build generational health and create their own blue zone. So imagine introducing this to your family, okay? To your kids. Imagine introducing this to your parents. A healthy way to get the nutrients we need and something that's affordable. And so just to give you a highlight of some of what you're hear from Dr. Betty, but these are just some of the ingredients and nutrients that are in this product. We all know the importance of chlorophyll. Chlorophyll is just about 1 molecule away from having the same composition of your blood, which is why the green dark leaves, they clean the blood, they purify the blood. And so cracked chlorella is actually inside of this product. Okay, sea buckthorn, you might have never heard of this, but this is actually the #1 vegan source of your omega-3, 6, 7, 9 in the perfect ratio. So many benefits for your hair, your skin, and your nails. Sea buckthorn is a powerhouse. Then we have ashwagandha. If you're lacking energy, focus, and clarity, this is definitely going to do it for you. And then, of course, our aronia berry. I'm going to give you a few stats on that. There's a aronia berry that's produced the typical way, and that's the standard process, and it's still very powerful. If you compare that to noni, to even acai, even to blueberries, you can see that aronia is pretty potent, okay? It's phenomenal. Well, ours is prepared and harvested in a proprietary process, so we're even 2.5 times more potent than the standard aronia berry. And so imagine this is also in that meal replacement. So it's delivering a powerful dose of antioxidants to really help your body. Because our vision is a world where every individual has access to the nutrition and resources they need to thrive, leading to healthier, wealthier, and more resilient communities. We aspire to be the catalyst for global change, fostering a future free from the limitations of disease and poverty, where every corner of the globe flourishes. And so our goal is to be the first company in the world to create a blue zone company. So imagine people who say, hey, I was connected with Akana, and because of that connection, I learned things that I wouldn't have learned. And because of that, we've broken generational curses in our family. And so blue zones are areas in the world where people on average live much longer than anyone else in the world. And so we have looked at these areas, and that's what we teach. We teach the blue zone philosophies. And again, over 20,000, actually over 32,000 customers, right? But people are stating their results on our products. And so you can go to our website, check out more of these, look at some of the before and after. I mean, pretty mind-blowing. And many of these results were when people actually decided to go from 4 days to 21 days and accelerate their results, okay? And this is Mary Graham. She says, do you take time out for self-care? Mary G from Chicago, she finally decided to show up for herself. She dropped 9 inches off her waist within 5 months of starting her pledge. And here she is 2 years later with a new year, new lease on life. So care for your body. It's the only place you have to live. And so there's many ways you can get started today. I'll show you a quick screenshot. Again, the person who invited you on the line will take you to their website. You can explore options, but we have blood type starter kit. These are very basic ways to get started. If you just want to know what's the easiest way for me to get started right now, okay? And the most affordable. Also, too, we do provide you with a copy of your yes list. So when you purchase our blood type starter kits, you also get a QR code. So you have access to all the foods that are medicine for you. Because if you see the ones highlighted in green, those are medicine foods for your blood type. So you need to get the full list. And then, of course, there's an optional test that we encourage everyone to take. It has about $1,000 value, but wouldn't you like to see what your omega-3 looks like, what your gut looks like, what your vitamins and minerals look like? You know, many people are walking around with simple deficiencies, and fixing those deficiencies change their life, okay? 3 deficiencies I'll tell you about. D3 we talked about, right? So we all need D3. Another one is B12, right? Most people have some type of deficiency with B12. So this report's going to let you know where you're at. And another one, which you're probably not as familiar with, but you might have taken a vitamin if you were pregnant, but there's something called methylfolate, right? Now, we might have all heard of folic acid, but that's not the real way to get it. Most people can't fix that deficiency. But if we just put methylfolate in our system, you know, by eating these type of fruits and vegetables and nutritious meal replacements, do you know that it can solve a lot of the challenges we're dealing with one little simple fix? So again, we think so much is wrong with us, but a lot of times it's just 1 or 2 deficiencies that we just weren't aware of, okay? Heart, liver, and kidneys, we can give you a report card so you can see exactly what's going on with the heart, liver, and the kidneys. And in addition to that, we do offer a better way for you to do that because you can spend $189 and get all of that. But if you enroll in our auto ship program, by purchasing the auto ship, which is the flat belly fuel, and then you can add the comprehensive test onto that. Now, normally the value could be as much as $950. I know on our website you can spend $189, but when you buy the flat belly fuel as an auto ship, you add it on for just $50. So you're going to pay in total $109, and it's going to give you everything we talked about, guys. And so that's just a great value because you're going to get that test. If you're not in a state in which we actually have people who are corporate scanners, you can look on our website and it will show you the next active place in which you can book one of those appointments. But again, it's included free when you purchase this particular package where you can go get 2 tests. One you do the day you start or within maybe so many months if you have to drive somewhere. And the other one you do after you've been on our program for 4 months. And you're going to see the dramatic differences. We do offer additional products, whether it's CBD, skincare, hair care, weight loss, essential oils. And, just from a timing point of view, I'm going to bring up just a couple of testimonials as we close it out. But from a timing point of view, it's estimated that 1 to 5% of Americans who are aware of their blood type may have experimented with or followed the blood type diet to some extent, which means that most people have no clue of what we're even talking about. And so our focus right now is helping 1.5% of the United States within the next 18 months learn their blood type. And so there's some individuals on the line I know who've had a chance to learn their blood type. And I can tell you, it's truly been life-changing for many of them. And so what I'm going to do real quick, I'm going to look out here and see who I have on the line so we can hear just a few testimonials from some of our awesome and amazing crew. I do see we have one of our blood type O's, one of our amazing ladies. I think last week we didn't have time to get to the O, so I'm going to get to Ma Mitchell. If you are available, I would love for you to unmute yourself and just share a little bit about your transformation and what's happened to you, someone who's hit that plus 70 and just, again, I can't believe it. You are aging in reverse, Benjamin Button for real. Okay. So just share with them as a type O what your experience has been.
Well, hello, good evening, everyone. I tell you that the experience for me has been really, really wonderful. I really know and believe that I wouldn't be in the condition that I am in if it had not been first for my family. We started a family health initiative maybe 7, 8 years ago, where we started doing research about eating more plant-focused and plant-based, and then also hooking up with Akana. I'm telling you, I wouldn't be in the condition that I'm in. Next, and the new fuel that we have, the protein fuel that we have, it is delicious. I got mine, and I tried it, and my husband now, and we at least try to replace one meal with the fuel, the flat belly protein fuel, and it really tastes delicious. But I am looking forward for the vanilla, so I can't wait till it comes out. And next week we're so excited. I tell you, my husband and I started running, doing the half marathons when we were 70 years old. I won't say 70, when we were 70. And right now I am 72. And the marathon, half marathon, is next Sunday. But unfortunately, I won't be able to run the whole half marathon because of the sciatica problem that I had. But it's improved tremendously. So I am going to be there doing the 5K. And so I'm really, really excited about it. And I do know and believe that the products help me to heal faster and to get that energy that I need, going to the physical therapy and things like that. And so, look, y'all, I mean, I really feel good, and I can't wait. And my muscles are popping back out, y'all, and all that kind of good stuff. So I'm really excited. So thank you, Melissa, for giving me an opportunity to share my experience.
Absolutely. And hold on for me for a second, because I just love what you're sharing. And, it's funny, Ma, you crack me up because you're saying you're only going to do 5 miles the next Sunday. That's it. Really, really? Okay. You're just showing out. Okay. But I want you to also mention too, because I know one of the challenges you've dealt with is A1C, right? And diabetes. So kind of share with them what your experience has been and the weight loss you've lost as well.
Yes, A1C. Well, the diabetes, I was diagnosed with diabetes, gestational diabetes, 30 years ago. And, when I did my first bioscan, you can ask the person that invited you to tell you more about the bioscan. I did find out that I had a fatty liver. And of course, that affects the insulin resistance and things like that. So since I've been taking the cleanses and the detoxes and things like that, my medicine that I was taking for diabetes have definitely decreased. And also my medication for high blood pressure decreased. And my doctor is, on board with it. I took her my bioscan results and we discussed it in her office. And I told her, I'm really trying to focus on food for my healing and things like that. And so she really is on board with it. And so I'm really happy about that. So I recommend anybody to jump on board, find more information. If you want more information, because I'm telling you, this has really worked for me. I really feel good, y'all. I really do. And I can't wait till Sunday. I'm so excited.
Wow. We are so excited for you, but that was amazing. And you are amazing and just such an inspiration. So keep doing what you do, girl, because you
Okay.
okay. Wow. Well, you just heard from an amazing O, okay? And you'll know what that means because we have our battle of the blood types. And so their team is what the amazing O's, right? I love that. I love that. And you guys are amazing for sure. And so with that being said, I'll go ahead and just say this, guys. I want to keep it short so we can get into the training. I know there's more people we can bring on tonight. That's the power of this program that we're on. But I'm going to allow Dr. Betty to come up because I want to really share with her, let her share some of the training. But before I do that, I want to acknowledge the three types of people that I know are on the line. You know, the first person is the person that really looks at this and you see being a customer, you see value in that. You're what we call a person number one. You're looking at this from a point of view, this makes sense. Maybe you know someone that it makes sense for, because obviously we don't want to just stop it with ourselves. You know, I know for me, once I learned my blood type, I told my son and we tested all the grandkids and everybody in the family started getting tested. So it really became something that we now use in our family as a way to help people heal. And so if you feel like I felt, you know, where you really want to get people in your family to look at this, or maybe just yourself, you're a person number one, you're a customer, and I need you to remember that number. The second person on the line, you probably maybe in the middle. You're not sure if you're leaning more customer or distributor, but you have questions and you just want to get some questions answered. Perhaps you need to stay on and listen to the training and hear more about the products from our experts, okay? And so you're what we call a person number two. I just ask that you remember that number. And the final person on the line is like I was for real. Like I love the value of the products. I wanted to share it from a customer point of view, but I definitely understood the value of being a distributor so I can really have a bigger impact. And if you see the value of being positioned at the right time, okay, that's important. If you ever have looked for financial opportunities in this kind of economy, it's all about finding a market that's wide open, but it's about the shift. And knowing that 98.5% of people in this country have no clue about why they should eat for their blood type, that is a big well of an opportunity. And so if you see value in that, you're what I call a person number three. And I would ask that you get back with the person who invited you so you can hear the different packages that we offer so that you can get started as a wellness coach. Maybe you want to get started as a corporate scanner where you can scan people and earn commission in our pool with that. So there's many opportunities. So again, get back with the person who invited you, get your questions answered, but make sure you get started, whether you're a 1, 2, or 3. And with that being said, I know Dr. Betty, I saw you pop in. So I want to go ahead and transition this program to you. I'm not sure if you have your screens to share or if you would like me to share mine. But Dr. Betty is someone who is a naturopath. Okay, if you have heard of a naturopath, she is a naturopath, which is a doctor of the body. Okay, she understands the human body and really why it is and how we store trapped toxins and trapped emotions and so many things. And so she is gifted with that. I mean, she's also plus 70. I mean, we have these phenomenal women that are truly aging in reverse. I mean, they walk around like teenagers, look like teenagers, but they are well into their late 60s and 70s, right? And so Dr. Betty is also a registered nurse by profession, okay? She is someone who serves as our wellness director at our Soul Massage. And here with our Akana, she's actually our chief compliance officer. And so again, we're just super proud to be in partnership with her. She cares and has so much passion for helping bring this type of knowledge to our community. And she also specializes in energy work. So Dr. Betty, if you're out there, I would love for you to come on and introduce yourself and just take it away.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening. And do you have your computer screens or do you need mine?
I would like yours.
Okay, no problem. No problem. So I'll let you talk while I'll get those ready.
Okay.
Okay.
So good evening, everyone. So first of all, I would like to express my gratitude and appreciation for everyone who is on the line. And I would also like to express my biggest gratitude and appreciation to Melissa Boston, who gets me. And also to Akana, because my story is that I have been a healthcare practitioner since I was a little girl. I started out just helping people with headaches and helping animals and that kind of thing. And I never wanted to see anyone suffer. And so I did everything that I could to see that that happened. I went to practical nursing school while I was in high school. And when I graduated, I was a licensed practical nurse. Then I went to professional nursing school and I started working in the field. And I realized that that was not exactly what I meant when I said that I wanted to help people. And so that led me into holistic healthcare because I really felt that I needed to be able to see that that what I was doing for people was really making a difference in their lives. And so holistic healthcare provided that opportunity for me. And I just kept going and going and going because I realized there were more and more modalities and ways of helping people, and I wanted to know it all. So fast forward, I came in contact with Wakana as a CBD company, and I was just so excited because this was another piece of the puzzle that would enable me to help people to reach a higher level of wellness because it brought the body back into balance. Um, Along the way, we ran into COVID, and that provided us with a perfect opportunity to help people to see that what they were putting in their bodies was contributing to some of the illness, disease, and dysfunction that they were experiencing. And this is where we developed the bitters detox. And first of all, it was about the pandemic pounds that people had gained. But then we realized that many people still weren't reaching, we're still dealing with illness and dysfunction in the body and degeneration, which sometimes even presented itself as cancer and other degenerative diseases. And we realized that, we really, really, really need to help people to understand their bodies better so that they can utilize food and lifestyle to actually change the trajectory of their health. So our Flat Belly Bitters program was actually developed as our phase 1. And the bitters are really a very, very powerful tool that you can utilize for a quick 4-day detox. And it's primarily because the impact that they have on the digestive system as well as liver function is of great benefit. So first of all, we need to detoxify our blood cells, but the only way to do that is to detoxify our digestive system, because that is the first step to eliminating toxins in the body. So this is how the bitters work. They actually boost digestion because they stimulate the production of the digestive enzymes and bile and stomach acid and that kind of thing. And these are all essential parts of a healthy digestion. They regulate the appetite and they actually reduce the cravings for unhealthy foods like the sugary, sweet snacks and sodas and that kind of thing. In addition to that, they support liver detoxification by filtering out toxins from the blood. And I don't know if you are aware of the fact that the liver has to detoxify everything that your body comes in contact with, whether it's from your respirations and inhaling the toxins in our environment, which are many. Some we are aware of, and many we are totally unaware of. And also the foods that we take in. Many of our foods are now what are considered, and I don't even consider them food. Many things that we take into our bodies are really not even foods. They're more like a chemical cocktail or some chemical experimentation, because they're full of genetically modified or bioengineered substances, and many chemicals which actually adulterate any live food or real food that might be included. So we're ingesting toxins that we have no idea we are ingesting from the things that we eat, processed foods, ultra processed foods, and the like. And then the bitters also help to eliminate fat-soluble toxins through our digestive system. Now, the thing about the fat-soluble toxins is that our bodies are very, very, they're very smart, and they have each system has its own responsibility. And the body is also very protective of us. And so it will perform functions within the body that we are not necessarily aware of. One such function is that when the toxins are produced in our bodies or taken into our bodies, they are literally stored in our fat cells. And this, again, this is a protective mechanism by the body. And as we continue to live, eat, breathe, put substances on our bodies, those toxins are continually being introduced to the body. And so they are continually being stored in more and more fat cells. And this is one of the reasons why it's so difficult for many people to lose weight or lose the fat or get rid of the fat, because if the body were to utilize those fat cells as energy, which is the real purpose of fat in the body, if the body were to unleash those toxins from those fat cells, then we would literally be poisoned. And so again, those toxins being stored in those fat cells is a protective mechanism. Now, when we take such things as the bitters, these fat cells are then able to be broken down, because with the movement of waste through our digestive system, in other words, we're flushing out the tubes, just like we were flushing a stopped up sink. We're flushing out the tubes, we're emptying that porta potty, and those toxins in the digestive system can now be eliminated. And at this point, the digestive system actually communicates with the other organs and systems in the body where fat is being stored. I mean, I'm sorry, not fat, where toxins are being stored, and it allows them to be eliminated too. It says, hey, we got a clear path here. You can release those toxins and we'll just flush them right out. So that's another benefit of the bitters. In addition to that, they have an alkalizing effect on the body, and they actually reduce inflammation. I don't know that you might be aware of your body's pH. When we do a bioscan, the pH of the body is actually, or the acid alkaline state of the body is actually identified, and you can actually see whether your body is on the alkaline side, neutral, or whether it is actually acidic. And believe it or not, 99% of the people that I have personally scanned have they're in the red and their body is totally acidic. An acidic body is the perfect medium for disease, dysfunction, and degeneration. So the bitters actually, again, help to alkalize the body, and that actually reduces inflammation within the body. The bitters also improve the microbiome or the gut function because it promotes the growth of beneficial bacteria, and it inhibits the growth of harmful bacteria. And again, harmful bacteria is another one of those substances in our body that promote inflammation and thereby make us more susceptible to the development of diseases and dysfunction and degeneration. Okay, so Melissa talked about the other programs that we have, our Flat Belly Lifestyle Cleanse, the 7 or 21 day. And we will go into those at another time, but right now we're going to focus on the 4-day detox because this is something that everybody can do. Incorporate, detoxification in a 4-day period. And this can actually help to reset your digestive system to support liver function and, again, eliminate those toxins, which, lo and behold, makes you feel so much lighter and more energized because I would say, and don't quote me on these statistics, but I would say some 40 to 60% of our population suffers from some form of constipation. And when constipation occurs, that means that the body is not eliminating the waste that is developed from the foods that we eat. It's not eliminating it on a regular basis. And so those some 32 feet of intestines that we have are primarily clogged up. Now, some people have experienced the process of having a colonic. Well, that only cleans out the outer portion, maybe 2 feet of our intestines. And so you still got that other 30 feet that are jumbled up in our midsection that are processing food, exchanging food for waste, and moving that waste along through the digestive system to be eliminated. If it gets to the colon and it's not eliminated, what happens is the colon continues to absorb the fluids from that waste. Hence, you can have eliminations, bowel movements that are hard, like little rocks, or very difficult to move through because they have become hardened because of that extraction of the fluids while it's sitting there waiting to be eliminated. And at that point, those toxins are being reabsorbed into the body and being recirculated. So in essence, you're causing your body to be toxic, or you're poisoning yourself. And so this 4-day detox is a perfect means by which you can, again, eliminate those toxins, reset your digestive system, and support liver function. So here's the process, and it's really, really simple. You boil 40 ounces of water and you remove it from the heat. And then you take the muslin bag full of herbs and you place that entire bag of herbs in the water, and you allow it to steep for at least 8 hours or overnight. The next day, you refrigerate it, preferably in a glass jar, because of the toxins, the chemicals that can be leached into the product. You don't want to use plastic. Then, and at that point, you can either drink 8 ounces once a day, or you can break it up and you can have 4 ounces twice a day, 4 ounces in the morning and then 4 ounces in the evening. And then you will follow the Bitters blood type meal plan, which comes with your purchase. It is really suggested that you kind of steer clear. No, how about this? How about you absolutely steer clear of sugary treats and foods, as well as refined carbohydrates, because these can really hamper the overall effectiveness of it, because those things actually slow down the movement of the digestive system, that wave-like movement that actually pushes the food and the waste along. Okay, next slide, please. So, in addition to well, I should really say, as a part of the meal plan, we have our brand new Flat Belly Fuel, which is I'm telling you, it is a phenomenal product, because one of the great things about it is that it provides us with elements that actually can be a complete meal replacement. And it also provides us with minerals and vitamins that actually minimize the extra supplements that we have to take, because many times we got a counter full of supplements, and you take your vitamin D, and you take your flaxseed, and you take your vitamin C, your vitamin Bs, and calcium, and magnesium, and just on and on and on. Well, this product provides us with a pretty full spectrum of supplementation that targets the 5 main areas that Melissa mentioned earlier, being blood type support. This particular formula actually is beneficial for all the 4 blood types, so you don't have to worry about that. It eliminates the parasites. It has a tremendous amount of antioxidant protection. It provides us with a full spectrum of the omega fatty acids, 3, 6, 9, and the rare one, 7. And it also supports our gut health with the complement of prebiotics, probiotics, as well as fiber. So I'm just going to go through just a few of the ingredients. I'm telling you, each and every one is so important, and is an integral part of the entire formula, because and let me say too that each of these products has been included in this proprietary blend because of their health functions. So, first of all, we've got our cracked cell chlorella. Now, the benefit in this is that it is very high in chlorophyll. And I know many people have heard, lots of buzz around the healthiness of vegetables, especially leafy green vegetables that are rich in the dark green tones. And this is the same with chlorella. The chlorophyll is that green pigment, and it's instrumental in photosynthesis, and it's really what gives plants their green color. There are a number of health benefits that are demonstrated by the chlorophyll that is within chlorella. But one of the most important ones is, I think Melissa mentioned that it is really just a step away from the actual blood cell components. So it protects our DNA against fried foods. And in our communities, we love our fried foods, and many times this is a daily inclusion in our diet. And so the fried foods can actually damage our DNA. One of the things is that it causes oxidative stress, which actually causes free radical production. And again, this can damage our DNA. The chlorophyll actually helps control hunger. It controls body odor from your actual body as well as from your breath. It encourages healing. It promotes cleansing. It has super potent antioxidant properties. It also has been identified as a promising potential for inclusion in cancer therapy, as well as it's effective against candida in the body. And also it helps to relieve redness and swelling, in other words, inflammation. And it also, again, it promotes healthy iron levels. Okay. And then let me see, hold on 1 minute. Let me just say too that the chlorella, in addition to being packed full of vitamins and minerals, especially vitamin C, E, iron, magnesium, and the B vitamins, it also has a high amount of protein in it, as well as the antioxidants. It's also very very integral in terms of detoxification within our bodies too, because it helps to, I'm sorry. Okay, there we go. Because it also helps with detoxification, and in terms of its ability to actually bind up heavy metals and other toxins that are in the body. So that actually helps the liver in terms of its detoxification and other organs of detoxification. Okay, it boosts our immune system. It supports heart health because it also includes some of those essential fatty acids that we talked about, as well as fiber and the antioxidants, which help with oxidative stress and the elimination of the free radicals. It also helps to improve cholesterol levels. It helps to lower the bad cholesterol, which is the LDL, and triglyceride levels, as it actually increases the good cholesterol, or the HDL, which helps to reduce the risk of heart attacks or heart disease in general. It also promotes healthy skin, supports healthy digestion, it aids in weight loss, it enhances our energy levels. as well as the tremendous anti-inflammatory properties that it possesses. So it helps to eliminate or at least reduce inflammation in the body and to alleviate some of the actual symptoms of chronic inflammatory conditions like arthritis and even some of the digestive inflammatory conditions like IBS or irritable bowel syndrome, colitis, Crohn's disease and colitis and that kind of thing. In addition to that, it supports eye health because it's chock full of lutein and other potent antioxidants that are crucial for eye health. And so it also could potentially protect against, well, actually, it does actually protect against such age-related eye issues like macular degeneration and even cataracts. So it also may help to improve blood sugar levels because some studies have actually suggested that chlorella can help to regulate blood sugar levels by improving insulin sensitivity. And so that's really a great benefit for people who are at risk or actually experiencing type 2 diabetes. Mom Mitchell talked about that, and there are numerous people who have actually utilized the bitters as part of their plan and have attested to the fact that they have either decreased their medication or some people have even had the benefit of being able to eliminate taking anti-diabetic medication. As for myself, I've done the bitters too, and the one of the effects that I noticed, which actually still is in effect to this day, and it's been, oh my goodness, it's actually been a year since I did the bitters, but what I noticed is that my desire for sweets is almost totally eliminated. I can get a piece of pie. I'm gonna tell you all, I can have a piece of pie and I might eat a fourth of it. I put it in the refrigerator and it stays in there almost forever. And then the other thing is even my non-dairy ice cream. I love it. And some of the ones I really like are some of the more expensive ones. And so I have a pint, and I might have less than a half a cup because I just don't have the desire for the sweetness. And I can tell you, I've got some in the freezer that has probably been in there a year just because I didn't need it. I didn't want it anymore. So you can be sure that it's going to help with curbing those desire and cravings for sweet things, the sweet stuff. And which will, again, help to improve and restore balance to your blood sugar levels. They've also found that it supports liver health because of the assistance that it affords the body in terms of the detoxifying, its detoxifying properties, as well as the high antioxidant content, which helps protect the liver from damage, and it actually supports the liver's function in terms of detoxifying the body. And then like another that I mentioned, anti-cancerous properties I was talking about the chlorophyll. Yeah, so they found that it may have significant anti-cancerous effects, which helps to protect the cells from damage and potentially reduces the risk of developing certain cancers. It also helps with supporting mental health. The nutrients in chlorella, particularly the B vitamins and the omega-3 fatty acids, help to support brain health and improve mental clarity, mood, and overall cognitive function. And especially as we age, we definitely need the support of that mental health support, the support of the B vitamins, and that support overall brain health. Okay, and then we've got, we didn't even get to sea buckthorn. Okay, sea buckthorn is a plant that is known for its berries, and they're rich in nutrients and have various health benefits, like they're high in vitamin C, E, and A, which are antioxidants. They're high in minerals, and they also include the flavonoids, which actually help with the support and a support with the structure and integrity of blood vessels, especially the capillaries, which are the smaller vessels that you find in, your periphery, your hands, your feet, and that kind of thing. And also carotenoids, which support eye health and the like, skin health. And also we have the sea buckthorn boost excuse me, the immune system, because of its I'm sorry, there's another another Zoom going on. It boosts your immune system because of the high vitamin C content. And it helps to strengthen the immune system and thereby protects our bodies from infections and illness and that kind of thing. Sea buckthorn also is known for promoting skin health, especially in terms of conditions like eczema and psoriasis and burns. And it's also a popular additive in many of the anti-aging products due to its ability to improve skin elasticity and hold or promote hydration in the skin, because dehydration is one of the elements that really contributes to aging skin. It also supports heart health because of the omega fatty acids, the 3, 6, 9, and the rare omega-7. And so therefore it's beneficial for cardiovascular health, and it may help to reduce cholesterol, lower blood pressure, as well as prevent atherosclerosis, or hardening of the arteries, because of the plaque that builds up on the inside of the arteries. Has great anti-inflammatory properties. Again, that assists with conditions like arthritis and other inflammatory conditions. Great for digestive health, and it helps with issues like ulcers and gastritis and other gastrointestinal problems. I mentioned Crohn's and IBS, irritable bowel syndrome. Great for weight management. It helps to reduce the accumulation of fat and supports metabolic health. Great for liver health. Again, it's protective of the liver in that it helps to prevent damage, and it supports the function of the liver, which is, again, to detoxify the body. Helps with eye health because of the high levels of beta carotene and vitamin A, and also potentially reduces the risk of age-related macular degeneration and other eye disorders. It promotes healing because it's nutrient rich, It promotes faster healing of wounds as well as faster recovery from surgeries or injuries. And it too has some research that suggests that the antioxidants in sea buckthorn might help with and protect against certain types of cancer, although they, of course, state that more research needs to be done. But of course, incorporating the sea buckthorn in our diets is a great way to increase overall health and well-being. And that is one of the major reasons that the sea buckthorn is in our phenomenal formula.
And Dr. B, I'm going to interrupt for a second to say, one, you are a wealth of knowledge and a wealth of information.
Trying to give it all.
I know, it was amazing. I said the crack chlorella. Can y'all believe that was the first, I think, 15 minutes you were talking, it was all chlorella.
Oh
So
my gosh.
we have another Zoom. That's okay. We have another Zoom. And so I assumed, I said, she must be talking about sea buckthorn at this point, because I heard you talking about the
I
benefits.
was.
Amazing how many of these overlap. I mean,
They
it's
do. Yes,
it's
they
so
do.
phenomenal. So don't watch the slides if you listen to the replay. Listen to the knowledge, because the knowledge is there. The slides might not have matched 100%, but we'll go to the next one, which is the ashwagandha. Okay.
Okay. Now, ashwagandha is it's an Indian herb. It has been known to be called Indian ginseng or winter cherry. And it's really more of an adaptogenic herb in that it provides what your body needs. And so it's excuse me, it helps to reduce stress and anxiety. It improves mental clarity and focus. It supports sleep quality. Because if you recall, or maybe you might not know, but our bodies actually heal while we are sleeping. And that's why quality sleep is of the utmost importance. And that's one of the reasons we're encouraged to get 6 to 8 hours of sleep so that we can get into that deep sleep where healing actually occurs. Also, it helps to boost the immune system. It enhances physical performance. It balances the hormones, also supports heart health, reduces inflammation, regulates blood sugar levels, promotes weight management. It enhances libido and sexual health. It also supports adrenal health. And the adrenals, of course, are what enable us to manage our stress. So supporting the adrenals is crucial. Ashwagandha also may have some anti-cancerous properties. Of course, that needs to be researched a little bit more, according to the powers that be. But there are definitely testimonials, anecdotal information whereby ashwagandha has been used in treatment protocols for various types of cancer, as well as for the prevention. It also enhances mood and reduces depression, and it promotes longevity. Okay. Then let me see what else we have.
Going to be the Ibronia berry.
Oh, aronia berry. Oh my gosh. Okay, so aronia berry is, oh my goodness. Aronia berry is a super fruit. And actually it is at the top of the heap when you start talking about aronia berry, because as you can see here from the slide, the standard aronia berry comes in around 15,000 on the ORAC scale, and our aronia berry is actually analyzed to come in at 40,000 plus in terms of its place on the ORIC scale. And the ORIC scale actually relates to the oxygen radical absorption capacity of a substance. And if you remember noni, acai berry, those were all, and goji berry, those were all the rage in a decade ago and moving forward. But as you can see, aronia berry tops those by leaps and bounds. Even even elderberry, which is very high on the ORIC scale, is surpassed by aronia berry. The National Institutes of Health has actually done studies on aronia berry and reported on various studies done using aronia berries, and what they have found that it is anti-cancerous. It is neuroprotective. In other words, it protects your nervous system. They have found that the aronia berries have a very specific effect on the not atherosclerotic. Oh my goodness. The plaque that causes Alzheimer's disease.
Atherosclerosis.
No, it's not atherosclerosis. It's
Amyloid and
amyloid plaques.
Amyloid.
Thank you.
Oh.
Amyloid plaques. I knew it was an A. Okay, yeah, it actually has an effect on the amyloid plaques, and it helps to dissolve and to prevent some of them from forming, which increases brain function and minimizes the cognitive decline that is caused by Alzheimer's. It's also been found through research to be cardioprotective. In other words, it protects the heart as well as the circulatory system or the vascular system, and has been touted to actually have a very positive effect on blood pressure levels within the body. It's also been found to be anti-infective. They did some studies in senior facilities, and if you know anything about seniors, there is an increased incidence of urinary tract infections, especially in seniors that are in various facilities like nursing homes, assisted living, and that kind of thing, supportive living. And so what they did was they gave the seniors aronia berry juice twice a day. It only takes like an ounce and a half. And in a month's time, what they found was there was a significant decrease in the number of urinary tract infections. So not only is it anti-infective, it also is it also supports kidney health. Yes, I saw your eyebrows go up. I can't tell who it is, the gentleman, but yes, it protects it protects the kidneys and supports kidney health. And so that would be beneficial for anybody that is experiencing any kind of decrease or any kind of problems with the kidneys. This would be very supportive and beneficial to them. Let's see. What else can I tell you about? Okay, so I think that that's enough for aronia berries at this time, because I could go on and on and on, because there are so many different herbs and fruits in the fuel, the flat belly fuel. And I'll just name a few of them. We've got the organic cocoa, which is 70+% of cacao, which is the beneficial, that's when chocolate or cocoa is the most beneficial. We've got our flaxseed, we've got ashwagandha, we've got astragalus, we've got our hemp protein. Now, I will tell you a bit about the hemp protein, because that is very significant. And this is part of what makes this formula an actual complete protein, and therefore, with the other constituents in this proprietary blend, actually allows it to function as a complete meal replacement. Hemp protein is, I believe, the highest quality plant protein being in existence, actually, much higher than some of the others, like pea protein, that a lot of the plant-based proteins are being utilized with, that are being utilized to make these plant proteins. And it's hemp is highly nutritious. It is a complete protein, like I said. It contains all 9 essential amino acids. In other words, these essential amino acids cannot be produced in the body. They must be included in the diet in order for them to be available to build and repair cells in the body. And because it has all the essential amino acids, that makes it a complete protein, which is relatively rare for plant-based proteins. It's rich in fiber, in dietary fiber, so it supports digestion, it helps regulate blood sugar, gives you a feeling of fullness, which actually aids in weight management, because you can get more calories out of it. It also has healthy fats. It's got your omegas 3, 6, and in optimal ratio. And that actually supports heart health, reduces inflammation, and it also supports brain function. It's high in antioxidants. It's easily digested. It's rich in minerals like the essential minerals like magnesium and iron and zinc and calcium. So it contributes to bone health, immune function, and overall vitality. It actually promotes muscle health in terms of repair and growth. The actual amino acid profile in hemp protein helps the muscles to repair, provides them with the raw materials for that repair and growth. So it's great for athletes and those who exercise on a regular basis. And then it also supports heart health because of the healthy fats, the fiber, and other essential nutrients. And so not only heart health, but your blood pressure, that's part of your heart. And so it is an overall win-win. And then just one more thing I need to talk about in there is our an ingredient that is included that actually provides the body with the benefits of assisting in the growth and development of muscles without even having to necessarily exercise. So you can actually build muscle while you are sleeping. So that those are just a few more of the actual ingredients in our marvelous flat belly fuel. And yep, so how often do we actually need to cleanse? Because some people say, oh, I detoxed or I did a cleanse a couple of years ago. But you know what? We are constantly being assaulted by toxins in the air, in the products that we put on our body and in our body. And many times due to the poor choices that we are making in those areas. So for the best results, we really need to cleanse 2 to 4 times a year, because this is not a one and done. And then in terms of the grocery list during the detox, it's best to avoid red meat, pork, chicken, and fried foods. That still leaves you a few, things like you want to bake some small portions of fish, or maybe even a little turkey and those kinds of things. But let me say that the best, if you decide that you are going to indulge in any kind of animal protein during the cleanse and even thereafter, it is the best practice to actually utilize pasture raised animals, because they contribute less to the inflammatory process, because they actually are eating things like grass and um, uh, produce, for lack of a better word, as opposed to the grains that are being fed to the animals, corn, which is generally speaking bioengineered. So, you have to think of not only what you're putting into your mouth, but especially if it's animals, what are these animals being fed? Because if they're eating these genetically modified uh, or bioengineered grains, etc., then so are you when you eat them. Okay, the other thing is to minimize your sugar intake, as it feeds the harmful gut bacteria and it reduces the effectiveness of the bitters. So avoid added sugars. Get into the habit of looking at investigating the backside of packages to see what is actually in the things that you're buying that you're going to put in your mouth. And my suggestion is, if you can't read it, you shouldn't put it in your body. If you can't pronounce it, don't eat it. Okay, now the other thing is, be sure you get yourself a good blender so that you can make your smoothies. Eat your veggies: spinach, kale, broccoli, red onions, garlic, cilantro. Again, cilantro is a really important one because it also helps to eliminate heavy metals from our body. Carrots, beets, and celery. And be sure to check your blood type list for the vegetables that are approved for your blood type. A must is to hydrate with water. Alkaline water or spring water is actually alkaline water, or even hydrogen water are recommended. Drink at least 64 ounces daily, or half your body weight in ounces. Harvard Medical School suggests that adults drink 16 to 24 ounces per hour based on your weight. Sip it slowly and stay within these guidelines to help flush out toxins. Our bodies eliminate through about a liter of water through our kidneys. another maybe half a liter through our skin and our respiration. And so we need to replenish these fluids, and pure, clean water with nothing in it is the best to do that with. Then in terms of fruits, blueberries, apples, strawberries, pineapples, lime, watermelon, oh my goodness, mangoes, pears, all of these are really, really good. The citruses, your grapefruits, your kiwi, lime, and the like, but do check your blood type yeses for the fruits that are approved. And then, like I mentioned before, a bit of turkey won't hurt. Sardines are high in your essential fatty acids. Hemp is, again, a complete protein, and then salmon too is an excellent source for those essential fatty acids. Check with your blood type, because if you're eating according to your blood type, then you're going to get much better results. Okay, and then the healthy fats, flax seeds, pecans, walnuts, almonds, hemp seeds, or hemp products, as well as raw almond butter are great items to add to your snacks and that kind of thing to round off your meals. But again, check your blood type yes items to see which are the best for you as an individual. And then for healthy snacks, you can enjoy like a fourth of a cup, which is about a snack bag full of raw almonds, pecans, walnuts on a daily basis, and along with your raw fruits and veggies. And there's some other seeds that you could use, like pumpkin seeds, sunflower seeds, sesame seeds. But again, check your list to make sure you're indulging in the substances that are best for your blood type. So then in the morning and breakfast, you, as a routine, once you're up, you want to drink at least 8 ounces of water with lemon. And actually, warm water is best to wake up to. Definitely not water from the refrigerator, because that shocks your body. It causes constriction in the body, and you want everything to be relaxed and ready to take on the benefits of the cleanse, the tea, and that kind of thing. And so drinking green tea 2 to 3 times a day is a great idea. Yeah. Now, just as a side, if you just as a side, look to get green tea in an organic form, or also get it in the loose form where you can actually put it in a tea ball and brew it like that. Because what I just became aware of is some information about some tea bags being sprayed with a plastic substance to prevent the breakdown of the tea bag. And so it actually talked about plastics, microplastics being found in the blood, in breast milk, in the eliminatory channels, as well as in semen. So that's something to consider. And then also please drink 4 ounces of the flat belly, of the bitters in the morning. And so in terms of making your smoothie, you add 1 to 2 tablespoons of the flat belly fuel meal replacement with 8 ounces of water, and blend it with spinach or kale, flaxseed oil, cilantro, and berries. And I'm telling you, this, it is just a meal, a shake that you will definitely enjoy, a smoothie that you'll really enjoy. The taste is just phenomenal.
I know
And-
Crystal gave us a recipe that we've been using with the oat milk, and those that can do banana, you can do oat milk
Right.
and banana, and it's the yummiest treat ever, right? So good.
Yep. And you can use coconut water. That's another one. Okay. And next slide, please.
One-
Next slide, please. And so then we come to lunch. And again, you're going to have a smoothie and you're going to add 1 to 2 tablespoons of flat belly fuel meal replacement. You can add a tablespoon of almond butter. You can add greens. You can add fruit. And again, your 8 ounces of water, coconut milk, coconut water, or almond milk. Any of those will do. Alternatively, you can also pair 4 to 6 ounces of your blood type protein with a vegetable, whether you want to have raw or you want to have a cooked vegetable, and a blood type fat. You want to check your blood type chart to see which type of fat is most beneficial for your blood type. Then for dinner and the evening routine, you also choose a blood type appropriate protein. So whether that's turkey or fish or what have you, your fat, as well as your vegetable. And again, check your blood type chart. Alternatively, you can make a salad with things like red onions, veggies, olive oil, cilantro, lemon juice, and your blood type protein. You could put your nuts in there. You could throw a little salmon in there. Some people like sardines in their salad. And really eat from the rainbow. You got your red onions. You can do red peppers, orange peppers, yellow peppers. You can do beets and carrots, as well as your greens and what have you. Just go wild. And let me tell you, with the cleansing of your digestive system and the elimination of a lot of the additives and what have you that are in the foods that we've been eating, you will be surprised at how good these vegetables taste. I mean, it's like an explosion of flavor in your an explosion of flavor in your mouth is making me hungry. And you can use things like grapeseed oil, avocado oil, or coconut oil for cooking. Depending on your blood type, but avoid using olive oil to cook, as it can actually create trans fats when it's heated. So olive oil should really be consumed in a raw form to maximize the health benefits. Now, in terms of salad dressing, you can make your own dressing. You can also purchase a healthy vinaigrette, or but do steer away from dressings that have dairy in it, that have milk and milk solids and that kind of thing in it. And usually what I do is, even once I put some salad dressing on there, if it's, a commercial one, then I even pour just maybe a teaspoon to a tablespoon of olive oil over it, and add something like our CBD seasonings to it. And I'm telling you, can't wait to get off of here so I can eat. Anyway, next, your evening tea. You're going to have 4 ounces of the flat belly bitters before bed. And that's if you chose the option of doing the 4 ounces twice a day. If you chose the option of doing the 8 ounces, you could do your 8 ounces at night if you haven't done it in the morning. So it's your choice. So the raw cleanse, we also provide, again, I mentioned earlier, we also provide a 7-day or 21-day raw cleanse for those that are looking to elevate their health management to another level. The 7-day will reset, and the 7-day will actually refresh your health, and the 21-day will actually reset your health. So depending on what it is you're looking for, either of those two will suffice. So get back to the person that invited you so that they can help you to determine which is more appropriate for your needs. And then when it comes to the blood type test, there's actually on the back of the blood type test envelope, there is a QR code that you can scan and actually get a YouTube video of the actual performance of the blood type testing, because you can do it yourself. You can utilize it for your family members, your friends, or customers. And it is, again, it is really simple, especially if you have no problem with the sight of blood. It's only a drop, literally. So it has everything that you need in it. It contains instructions. It contains the actual images of what the blood type results will look like for each of the blood types. It has a card for you to fill out information and keep a record of whatever you determine your blood type is. It's got the actual Lancet. Well, let me back up. It has the actual alcohol pad, which you will actually cleanse the area with. It has the Lancet for you to stick. It's very prick. I'll call it a prick the finger with to obtain the blood sample. And it has a little pipette to actually take in the water for application onto the actual card where the testing will be done, and the little applicators to gather the small drops of blood that you need for each of the test spaces. Okay. Melissa, do you have that demonstration?
No, it's no
You
demo.
don't?
Yes.
Okay.
So join on Tuesday night where she does a live demo, don't you, on Tuesdays?
I can do one, yes.
Okay, great. Okay, awesome.
Okay. And so that is the Bitters Blood Type Detox. So we want
Great
to,
job, Dr. Betty. So if you want to take a few questions, you're welcome to do that. But you've done an amazing job. I think we all are very empowered and know we have the most amazing product. So I'm excited. In fact, I'm gonna make myself a shake again. Okay.
yes,
After training, we need to take another shake tonight. Okay.
most definitely.
So if you guys have a
Eat
couple
those
questions.
those brain cells, yes.
Yes. But I'm gonna mute out. Just look for any questions in the chat.
Okay,
Or if you want to unmute yourself, guys, you can do that and ask any questions.
okay, here's the chat. Let's see.
Hey guys, this is
Thank
Margaret.
you, guys. Hey, Margaret.
Hey, I just want to say real quickly, I had a couple guests on the line and I'm so excited for them tonight. And I'm excited for anybody new that has never heard this information before. It is so empowering and it's so important. So guys, just dig in, hang with us, you know, learn what's best for your makeup, your lifestyle, and just get with it. I mean, we have all just improved so much over these 5 years with being with Wakana, now Wakana. So welcome aboard and definitely get your questions answered.
Please do. No question is a dumb question, a stupid question, because if you're thinking it, chances are somebody else has the same question. So feel free. And I know this has been a lot of information to take in, but please join us again, because each time you hear it, you'll get something new. You'll be able to grab different parts of it and you know, really take it in and utilize it to your benefit.
Good evening, Dr. Betty and Wakanda Nation and guests. Shirley McLaurin in Chicago. I have a question. Is all of this recorded and put in our back office in our app?
Yes, it was recorded
Yes.
tonight. So you're in great luck tonight. It was recorded. So Dr. Roz, I know who's also on, will be having it in the app in some point. So great question.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah. Good evening, phenomenal Melissa and Mama Dorsey, and all my other friends in the corner. I got to give a shout out to my group too, Ann and Diana. But I had a person on tonight too. He Bishop Manson, Brian Manson. He had to do some church related stuff, but he stayed on a very long time, and so I thank him for being on tonight. And so I'm excited. And I'm just finishing up my bitters challenge. I had, I got a little bit left. I did my 4 days, but I got look like about 6 ounces left. So I'm gonna go on and do that. Okay, but
that's right. Don't waste a drop.
Yeah, and I'll be and my wife back in the background talking. You running the race? You running the race? Yeah, I'm gonna be doing a 5K this coming Sunday.
Oh, congratulations! That's awesome.
All right, so y'all take it easy and kind of nation and take care of yourself, and remember, motion is lotion.
Hey, I love that one. Is that in your book? That is hot. Good.
Anybody else? Okay, so I just want to put a plug in shamelessly for our Battle of the Blood Types on this coming Saturday, when each of the blood types, the bougie bees, the shameless, I know, but the bougie bees in the house, the amazing O's will have their setup and their foods to offer. The A's, the amazing A's, will have their blood type foods as well as the ABs. And so the way that it works is you can purchase a $5 ticket on Eventbrite, and then come prepared to purchase tickets for your foods, which will be available at each of the stations, and you'll get an opportunity to experience vegan foods, plant-based foods for each of the blood types. I can't wait.
And now the $5 tickets are available online. Apparently there's a delay with Eventbrite, that's 7 to 14 days. So we have moved.
Oh, really?
And
Oh,
migrated.
okay.
So everybody should be going onto their website go to the person's website who invited you, and they
Mm.
automatically get the credit for it. Yeah, and buy your $5 ticket.
Awesome. Okay. So if there are no more questions,
Okay, great job. Good night, everyone. Awesome job, Dr. Betty. Thank you so much.
thank you. Thanks for
Good
I
night.
coming.
enjoyed it,
Steve.
everyone.
Night,
I
thank
enjoyed it.
you.
I enjoyed it. This is Andrew
Excellent
Cook. I enjoyed
presentation.
everything.
Thanks,
I'm just
Andrew.
listening.
Awesome, awesome. Come
Thank
back
you.
again, okay?
He was invited
I
by
will do
Wanda, I
that.
believe. Yeah.
By who?
Wanda.
Oh, great.
Believe so, yes.
Congratulations.
Amazing.
Andrew, we will be connecting shortly.
Outstanding. Outstanding.
Okay. Thank
Awesome.
you. Thank you, everyone.
That's right, Andrew. And as you see, there's some brothers on here too. I heard him say earlier about all the ladies. There's a bunch of us too.
Okay. I appreciate that. I will definitely keep that point in
You're
mind.
not alone.
Good night, everybody.
So be positive.
That's right. Be better.
So you
Yes,
can be
sir.
amazing.
Thank
And if you want the best food next weekend, come to the Alicious crew because we are Alicious, y'all.
Bye, guys.
Amazing. Amazing.
Just
Beep,
put in
beep,
outstanding
beep, beep,
and
The
leave
busy
yourself.
bees will have you licking your fingers.
We shall see.
Yes, we will. BBB. Be positive of that.
Right.
Bye, guys.